Hey guys, what's going on tonight? Got a little bit to talk about here, but of course, I got to do my regular Monday night Gator update. My Gators took it on the chin this weekend. Kind of upset me, but hey, I got to keep telling myself we're in a rebuilding year. So, got a new coach. Hopefully, he'll get it all together here in a year or two. I hope, but maybe he can pull it off this year. I don't know. All I can do is hope. I know I got some Arkansas Razorback fans out there. Think you guys won another game this weekend. Thank goodness we ain't catching you this year. The Gators catch Arkansas, Auburn, and Alabama on odd years. So in 23 we'll have to play you guys. So got Tucker in the house with me. He's pushing the envelope down here under my feet. So if the lights go crazy or the camera falls, you know who did it. Sit down, big boy. Sit down.
Mine won't come on. I can't see you, so I'm just going to listen.
That's not on.
For me.
Rebecca, do you see me? I'm not seeing a lot of comments here. I know Tammy Joe is here and Greg and Lynn. I mean, Lady Prepper's in the house here with me. She's watching the comments.
It says waiting for Linda Pepper.
Don't know why.
Today's the 12th.
It's not showing up, but okay, Rebecca's got me, so obviously I'm out there. You might just want to refresh that. Click your refresh up there and see if you get it. All right, we're going to touch on a couple of things here. Don't look like there's a whole lot of folks here. Thanks, Lynn. Appreciate it. I know Tammy Joe's here, too. Appreciate her being here. But a couple of things I want to talk about. That ain't one of them right there. I'll worry about you guys next year. That ain't one of them right there.
Sorry.
I'll worry about you guys next year.
Wait, I'm trying.
That ain't one of them right there.
Tell them I'm trying. Sorry.
I'll worry about you guys next. Finally, she got it muted.
Sorry, everybody. You can tell I'm home.
My engineer's back, and what does she do first thing? Sure, you got some echo there. Sorry about that, guy. But let me just get into it here. Something happened in Houston on Friday that I think's pretty damn crazy. A 17-year-old boy defended himself and his mother from 3 home invaders. Don't know if you heard about this or not, but while they were trying to restrain the mother, the 17-year-old went and got a shotgun, and he came back and peppered the bad guys with it. He killed 2 of them. 1 got away. And this is in Texas, of course, in Houston. You would think that would be a good thing, but since Houston's a liberal scab on the face of Texas, the county sheriff, I think it's Harris County, referred the case to the district attorney, who's going to seat a grand jury because they're thinking about charging the teen with 2 cases of murder. He killed 2 of the invaders that had broken into the home. And they're thinking about charging the mother with a weapons violation because her 17-year-old son had access to the firearm. Now, this is in Texas. You would think if all the states in the country, Texas would be one that would support gun rights. But it looks like Houston, it's really no big surprise coming out of Houston. It's a joke. You know, they're gonna try to charge this kid with murder and charge the mother. And I mean, this gun control crap just getting out of hand. It's just straight up BS, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just one of the crazy things that happened. Another one came out of Illinois, and this is not just Chicago or some other little liberal city in there. This is the whole state. The state legislature decided that there are violent felonies, that they're not going to hold people on bond if they get arrested for them. Kidnapping. You believe in that? You kidnap somebody, they're going to take you down, book you, and turn you loose. 2nd-degree murder. a murderer will not have to post bond after they kill somebody. Arson. What else we got there? Robbery, major cases, burglaries, major felonies, some of them violent. And they don't have to post bond on these charges. This is the entire state of Illinois. I think if I lived in Illinois, I'd be packing my bags. I'd gone over to Iowa. Iowa's still pretty good. I think they still believe in law and order over there. But if you are in Illinois, you see this and you decide you're gonna, move out of state, just don't go wherever you go. Don't go there and vote like you did in Illinois if you voted for these liberal asswipes that's running that state. Because if you do, then you're the problem, and you're spreading that liberal crap like a plague across the country. So don't do that. That's the worst thing. That's one of the things that scares me about living here in Florida. We're getting so many Californians down here and New Yorkers. It's crazy. And people from Michigan. And it's just not kind of shaky. They're trying to, I don't know if they're going to come down here and vote like they did there, but I do know the Republican voter registration is up in the state of Florida quite a bit over the last election. Yeah, so hopefully those folks are coming down here and registering them Republicans, and they're going to vote to keep their freedom here instead of voting like they did where they came from. But always avoid Illinois. I don't blame you. I got lost one time. It's the only time I ever went to Illinois. I got lost. And seriously, I got lost. That's how I wound up there. But I got out of there real quick. I didn't want no part of it. Well, on my chat over here, all I'm seeing is Rebecca. I can see Miss Jobs. Thank you for being here. And like I said, I know there's some others here. Lady Prepper told me that Tammy Joe is here, and John's in the house. Thank goodness. There you go. Yeah, just avoid it like the plague, like I said. So if I don't comment on something you post here, please forgive me. I'm not seeing it. I know there's a problem between YouTube and this live stream service I have here. It's obvious that something's not right tonight. Lynn's in the house. Thank you. All right. But I mean, it's crazy what they're doing in Illinois. I think they're just trying to run people out. But while all of this is going on, while they're trying to set criminals free, more and more of them every day, they're also trying to restrict your ability to buy firearms to protect yourself. Don't know if you heard about this. You may have. Federal government put pressure on credit card companies. Excuse me. And they're going to create a special code for gun stores. When you use a credit card or a debit card to buy a gun in a gun store, they'll know right away, boom, where it was sold, who bought it, what kind of gun it is, the whole 9 yards. This is just kind of a backdoor gun control thing they got going. But if I owned a gun shop, I'd put a sign on the door, cash sales only. That's what I would do. That way nobody ever has to use those cards. But if you're going to buy a firearm, you might want to go to the bank and draw the money out beforehand, before you go to a gun show, before you go to a gun shop to buy that gun or that ammunition. Just pay cash for it. That way they can't track it. I know we have to fill out those forms when we buy guns, but you don't have to when you buy ammo. So just kind of keep that in mind if you go to purchase, a firearm or something, some freedom seeds. Yeah, keep that in mind, that pay cash for it. Another thing I wanted to get into here is if you do go buy a gun, make sure you get trained with it by a professional or somebody that's been handling guns for a long time. Make sure that you know how to use it safely and get out and practice with it whenever you can. Get you just If you can't afford a big expensive gun, get you a small one. Like I have a little gun I carry here. I actually have 3 of these. I like them so much. It's a little Bursa. This one's a 380. I have 2 of the 380s and I have a 22. But these are basically Walther ripoffs. The only difference between this and a Walther is this works. Walthers have a habit of jamming up a lot. So unless you fired a Walther or carried it for a while, you really probably wouldn't know that. But a little Bursa 380 Thunder or the 22, good little weapons. Reliable, very inexpensive. I actually bought this one at a gun show.
Minimize your picture.
Excuse me. Yeah, let me get that off there.
Can't see you.
I actually bought this one at a gun show. What, 2 months ago?
Yeah,
when I went to the gun show?
Yeah.
$200, brand new gun. And it works great. It really does. Now, I know a lot of people don't like the semi-automatic handgun because they're afraid they're not going to be able to work the slide. And I can understand that. I mean, Lady Prepper had to get her a Smith & Wesson M&P EZ. They're very easy to work the slide on. But if you're afraid of that, and just go to a simple little revolver, just a little revolver. You can see it's empty. Small, it's concealable. This is a Taurus Model 85, sweet little gun. Smith & Wesson makes one that's just like this. This one's 38 caliber, but you can get them in 22. A lot of people say a 22 is not a very good round. Oh, yes, it is. 22 caliber bullets kill more people every year than all other calibers combined. A lot of people don't know that, but it's true. They're very effective, very inexpensive to fire. The ammo's not really expensive on those, and it works. But if you want to train with something that's inexpensive and it's actually looks just like a real gun. This is an airsoft gun. It shoots plastic BBs. It's got action just like a real gun. You can see that. It runs out. The magazine has a gas chamber in it. And you can buy these guns relatively cheap offline. Here's a good example. You can buy a Glock 19 replica for $79, and it has the same measurements, feels the same in your hand. It works just like that one works just like a regular Glock 19, and they're very inexpensive. But Tucker might get upset here, but I'm going to fire this. As you see, it's empty. It's got nothing in it, but you can see how the slide works, just like a real gun. Just like an actual firearm. I knew that one would bring you out of there, buddy. But they're easy to train with. The ammo is very inexpensive on those. You can buy, here's an example. There's 15,000 rounds of ammo for $20. And you heard how it's not really loud like a gun, but it acts like a gun. It feels like one in your hand. Great training weapon. As a matter of fact, lots of police departments and even the military are using these to train with. They've been doing it for years because they're so realistic and it's so cheap. And they also have indoor targets like this. If you want to set one of those up in your garage, in your backyard or whatever, it just catches those BBs. And as you can see, that's very inexpensive too. It's only $20. So you're looking at, say, 80 for the gun, 20 for the ammo, 20 for the target, $120. You got a complete training setup. And they're fun to play with. I mean, I love to shoot this one. Well, I love to, when I'm out playing around. I'm sorry, who?
Biggs is here.
Biggs, well, welcome aboard. Yeah, I got you right there. Glad you made it. sorry I missed your video, but you know I'll catch a replay on it. Always do. Like on Sunday morning when I watched your video, you know, with my coffee in the morning. Hang on, got to take a hit, boys and girls. And we'll get back to this. But like I said, these are great to train with. And like I showed you, they work just like a real gun. They feel like a real gun. They're just not as loud. And here's a really fun part about these. If you're going to train with these, you can train with a partner, use live ammo, and shoot each other. That way you can actually, you know, practice on a moving target, you know, an actual person. Just make sure you got on protective gear, like, you know, goggles, and get you some goggles. There you go. My girl brought me some ice.
She's back.
All right. That's a good producer right there, guy. But you can actually, like I said, you can, you know, exchange fire with somebody, and it's not going to hurt. All you need on is like some thick clothes, a sweatshirt, something like that. Sit down somewhere, big boy. Y'all see my big boy here. He's all upset tonight because it's raining outside. My big boy. Big said hello. So, but that's a good way to train. It's very inexpensive. And you really need to train if you're going to own a firearm, and you should own a firearm. Hopefully you live in a constitutional carry state, very much unlike Florida right now. They're pretty liberal with not liberal, I shouldn't say liberal. They're pretty free with the permits, the carry permits. You don't have to do a lot of training. You just have to take a class and pass a little test. I think it's 10 or 15 questions. You want to talk to everybody? Mm-hmm. My big boy's in the house. But if you can, make sure that you get a firearm, you get training, carry it legally, because things are only getting worse. Like I showed you on those other two slides there, you know, they're turning criminals loose. But like in the first one where the kid actually did the right thing. He defended himself and his mother from criminals, and he's facing charges for murder, which is a damn joke. They have insurance services out there if you're going to carry. I know the NRA has a program that will give you legal support if something like this happens. A couple of other services that do that. But you might want to consider those, especially if you're not, really sure. And the only reason you're carrying it is for self-defense. And you're in an area where they're not really that friendly about people using guns to defend themselves. One other thing before I move on here, if you are carrying a gun and you're somewhere where a shooting is going down, unless you're trained very well, don't be a hero. Don't try to go get that shooter. You just use your weapon to defend yourself and get the hell out of there. I don't know what I would do, honestly, with all my extensive training, all the years. I was on the police department and the military training that I had, stuff like that. I'd probably try to save somebody's life, but I'd make sure that if anybody's with me, they were in the clear first before I would go back and try to take on a shooter. So just remember, that gun is to save your life. That's not, you don't have to be Matt Dillon. You don't have to go look for the bad guy and kill him. Just make sure you get out first, unless you have extensive training. Why, big boy? Tucker's fussing over here, guy. Sorry about that. But let me move on here. Let's get to actually threat assessments and situational awareness. I got a video here. Watch this young lady. Watch her. She's pumping gas, but she's watching what's going on around her. Look at what she does here. 4 bad guys try to come out, well, 3 of them. She pulls that gas nozzle out and starts shooting.
Awesome.
And Ain't no way they're ever going to be able to sell that van anywhere. But she just doused them because she was watching. She knew what was coming. Uh, she knew what to do. You got to think about these things anytime you're out in public. Keep your head on a swivel. Make sure you watch what's going on. I mean, me, I know, especially in a situation like that, when I'm gassing up, I put that nozzle in there and I open my driver's door and I back up to my Jeep. So I have the driver's door and the Jeep to protect me. And I'm watching everything all the time. Whenever you're not at home, you need to keep your head on a swivel and watch what's happening. But, you know, that lady there, she's just buying gas. I know you heard about the guy in Memphis last week. He walks into an auto parts store, just walks in. He's singing, humming, pulls his gun, kills the guy right there. No reason at all. Guy's just trying to buy oil to, change the oil in his car. The way that happened, he was a dead man. But if there were other people in the store that were armed that could have taken that guy out once he took down that poor guy that got shot, the guy that shot him left the store and killed 2 more people. Well, those 2 people would still be alive. Can you imagine somebody doing that? And four guys in that store have got guns on their hips. He ain't gonna go far. That's for damn sure. But just make sure you, when you're out and about, watch what's going on. And like that lady with the fire hose, think outside the box.
Grocery shopping in the daytime.
Yeah. What did that officer tell you?
He said nothing good happens in a Walmart parking lot after dark.
Yeah, nothing good happens in a Walmart parking lot after dark.
You can whatever you need, that gallon of milk can wait till morning.
Yeah. Whatever you're there to get at 11 o'clock at night can wait till tomorrow. Don't put yourself in danger. And now, as far as that's being outside the home, you got to watch what's going on. Got to be prepared. But back in your home, you need to do a threat assessment of your home, especially if it's a place you're going to bug in when things go bad, like last year, 2 years. 2 years ago, we were in the pandemic. Last year.
2020.
2020.
2 years.
But, you were at home. But what if you're at home and it's like an economic crash or, the grid's down? You're going to be at home. You got to assess any potential weaknesses around your home. If that's where you're going to be, if you're bugging in. Right now is the time to do it, not after it happens. Get out, get a friend, get somebody, another prepper or somebody that specializes in security or whatever that can help you assess weaknesses around your home. Like keeping brush cleaned up, off your property. Don't have a lot of stuff stacked up, around various locations. Keep debris clear. Keep your hedges or whatever cut nice and clean. So if there is somebody in them, you can see them. Another good thing is wherever you have windows, if you have shrubs in front of it, put plants there that have thorns on it. That'll stop. Don't know if you ever got caught up in a rose bush, but that'll stop you real quick. You catch some of them thorns in the bottom. But something like just easy things like that. I don't know if your door plate where your outside door is closed, you get those little 1-inch screws to screw that plate in. Replace those with longer screws. Get you some 2-inch screws. They'll fit right in that same hole, and it triples the strength of that door plate if somebody tries to kick it in. Just simple little tips like that. They're all over the internet. Just go look up a few, check them out, then evaluate your property and your home. Guarantee you'll make a lot of changes there. But Patty's in the house. Glad she's back. All right. Oh, Oh, the person that asked me about the $20 gold piece last week, who was that? I can't remember. Pauline, I think. But I actually looked it up for her. That $20 gold piece right now is worth about $1,700. So if we ever do get into a SHTF and the economy, the money's no good, that gold piece is going to be worth about $10,000 at least, very least. It's going to be that. But all right. Anybody got any questions, anything like that? I think I covered pretty much anything I wanted to cover. There is a new series, like an SHTF event series on Amazon Prime. I'm trying to find it. I forgot the name of it. Somebody posted it on a Facebook page the other day, and we looked it up. Looked pretty good, but we didn't watch it. I was going to come back and watch it. Now I forgot the name. So if you got any ideas on that, shoot them to me, please. I can't remember the name of that series to save my life. All right. I think I've taken up enough of your time. I appreciate you folks being here. Hopefully you got something out of this. If nothing else, just make sure you stay aware of your surroundings when you're outside your home. See if you can get what you need to defend yourself when you're outside your home, and make sure you get trained well with it. Don't want to turn anybody loose out there with a gun that don't know how to use it. That's the worst damn thing could happen. But hopefully you'll never have a situation like what happened in Houston. That's ridiculous. Hopefully that'll go nowhere. But like I said, that town has turned into a liberal piece of shit. I feel sorry for those folks. Hopefully they'll find enough decent people in that town to say, no, you're not indicting this kid for this. But all right, I think I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate you being here. Love every one of you. Give me a thumbs up down there if you would. I greatly appreciate it. Kick me a comment in here. If you're catching the replay on it, post some comments. That's what helps channels like this out. When we get those likes and we get those comments, it pushes it up a little bit. I just got a small channel here. I'm just wanting to help people. That's all. I mean, if I had 100,000 people, I'd be doing the exact same thing. But I just love you all. Appreciate you being here. And with that, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to say have a good night. Appreciate it again, folks. Stay strong. Pray for our country. The Orlando Prepper is out.